The first thing we're going to cover this morning is what happened this week in the stock market. And then we're going to go through the numbers, and then we're going to go through the stock market as well, and some of our stock. We're going to cover some of our stocks as well. The article that came out was the stock market blew its chance of recovering after the jobs report. What went wrong? On Friday, the stock market went up, and then it started crashing again. On the morning briefing, what you need to know for the day ahead, this was yesterday morning. It's easy to see why the markets initially celebrated the report. While the U.S. economy added 315,000 jobs in August, a touch more than 300,000, economists have been predicting. The unemployment rate and the number of people who decided it was time to start looking for a job both increased. The wages grew at a slower than expected pace, maybe just enough for the Federal Reserve to slow the pace of rate hikes. As a result, the door is still wide open for the Fed to keep moving. And we also think that this keeps the potential for a 75 basis point hike at the September meeting still on the table. So this turned negative for the market. As you can see, if you see these indexes above, the S&P, it jumped up, and then it just crashed at the closing. Let's cover our positions of unusual activity, and then we'll get into the individual stocks. It gives more people time to get online. SOFI, we closed out the position. We took a little bit of a loss of $101. Meta, during the week, we closed out the positions and picked up $364, which was a 101% return. Tesla is still outstanding for this next week. IWM, I pulled the strings too early and only picked up $174. I could have picked up about $300, but I didn't want to wait till it dropped. So I've received about a little bit over a 50% return on my money. CHPT, it took in the position kind of too quickly on Friday. I should have waited until the market corrected a little bit. So it's down a little bit for this next week. PayPal, still outstanding for the 16th of September. CCL, I took the profits during the week, picked up a 45.7% return on the trade. Still have XLU. That was an unusual activity, came out the other day. MPC was another unusual activity. I picked up that $164 of profit, which was a 65% return within a couple of days. PayPal, I picked that up as well for the 16th of September. A call option. KRE, I pulled the trigger too quick to get out of that position because of KRE dropped some more from this position. I would have had probably 100% return. But I still picked up a modest $112. which is a 39.2% return on your money. That beats a CD rate of 3%. Now Hood, we still have this position still open for the October. MU, we still have position open for October. KMI, still had it for a second week. It's not due until the 21st of October because we believe fuel prices will go back up. CCJ took the profits and ran, picked up a 41.6% return. That was $308 of profits within a week. XRT got into it because of unusual activity. Stone, AEM, we still have those positions. We've had them for a long period of time. We're holding because they don't expire till January. You see two new positions here. We have Google. Google, we're holding it for this was an unusual activity for the end of the year. I might buy one more option too if it goes down far enough. And then BBIG. I finally got into the position. 10 options for January for the $1 strike price. So we'll see how she rolls too. I'm going to do a separate video on this one. I might do a separate one on Google as well. Now our closed positions for last month. Remember, last month really ended the it ended last Saturday. Because remember, this week this past week options expired on the 2nd of September. So I consider this whole week was September. So I don't have any of those closeout positions down here in this number. So 68.74 hasn't changed since last week. Let's look at a tracker real quick. And you can see I already started showing September. We have $1,386 for this first week. And then the closeout for August was $84.56. And the closeout for August is here as well. So next week you'll see the other numbers put in, starting the first week for September. These are August numbers. Now, first we're going to cover a snap. There was some breaking news that came out on Snap. I wanted to cover it in this venue as well. I'll have to do a separate video on this probably tomorrow. But Snap just got more interesting. Snap is laying off 20% of its staff and restructuring its business to improve profitability. The stock is down nearly 90% over the last year, potentially setting up for a buying opportunity. Revenue growth has slowed to just 8% in the current quarter, but it should improve by next year. Much needed cost cutting will pave the way to increased profitability. Snap has a plan to get the stock moving in the right direction, announcing a slew of changes in the investor update on Wednesday to cut costs and put the company on the path to growing profits. Foremost among these moves is that it's cutting 20% of its staff. The company is also paring back overhead costs like real estate, is lowering its marketing spending, relying more on organic marketing, and it will continue to focus on making its infrastructure costs more efficient. Altogether, it expects to reduce annual cash expenses by $500 million. Management also said that quarter to date revenue is up 8%. So that's incredible. Remember before they were talking about it being flat. And then you talk about Snap's spending problem here. And the bull case just got stronger. You know, cutting expenses and trying to get your business right, it's a perfect time for that. You might as well do it while the market's down and get it right so that when the bulls all start coming back into the market, they'll be showing a lot more profits, in my opinion. I'll place this article down below once we process the video. The other stock we're going to cover is VINCO Ventures. As you can see, it went up 2.11% when the market was down. We only had 15 million share trades versus 21 million. The last news was 8 days ago, and we already covered this. I'm going to also cover this in a separate video. But let's look at the options real quick. The options I was looking at was January, and I bought these options. So you can see up here the $1 options. There's a 52.72 interest, and we're a part of this volume here that traded on Friday because we bought 10 options, as I showed you guys on our Excel spreadsheet. Well, it looks like we're going to have another short video today. I don't see any questions or comments. All right, for next week, if you have any questions or comments, place them down below and we'll cover them in next Saturday's video. You guys take care of yourselves out there. Be careful in this market. It's crazy. That's why we're focusing on options. Until next time, folks, you guys take care out there. This is Sonny. I'm out.